Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Nice weather is finally here, and it has a funny way of inspiring home projects. Good news, your hometown lumber store is ready to help make those ideas happen. From quality decking and railing to energy-efficient windows and beautiful new doors, you'll find the products, expertise, and service you need to upgrade your home this season. So whether you're building, updating, repairing, or finally getting started, we're here to help every step of the way. Visit Sigourney Lumber today. Everything you need for summer projects all in one place.
The Sigourney Police Department is hiring a full-time police officer. Certified Iowa officers may qualify for a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Earn a salary of $55,000 to $75,000, depending on experience, plus excellent health, dental, vision, and IPERS benefits. Apply through the Sigourney City Clerk or visit Sigourney.com. Applications are accepted until the position is filled. Join the Sigourney Police Department today.
Step back in time with the unforgettable sounds of the 1950s. This Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m., the Wat Cheer Opera House welcomes the Baldy Holly Band, all the way from England. Enjoy classics like Blue Suede Shoes, Bye Bye Love, and Great Balls of Fire. Tickets are $30 for adults and $15 for ages 18 and under. Get yours now at watcheeroperahouse.org or call 641-632-2777.
Looking for a career where you can make a real difference? The Keokuk County Sheriff's Office is now hiring deputy sheriffs. Starting salary is $74,000 with higher pay and a $5,000 hiring bonus for certified officers. Enjoy excellent benefits, paid time off, and even a take-home squad vehicle after field training. Apply by August 14th. Learn more at keokukcounty.iowa.gov or call 641-622-2727. Make a difference and serve your community.
Hey, and welcome into the sports section. We are live at Barn Wired in downtown Sigourney on the south side of the square, 119 East Marion Street in Sigourney, Iowa. We are headline sponsored by Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. Make sure you get into Home Plate Sports Cards. Eddie has the card for you, whatever you're looking for, baseball, football, whatever sport, or whatever kind of card you're looking for. He's literally got millions of cards waiting for you at Home Plate Sports Cards. And I'm not kidding, AJ.
He has
millions of cards. Man, we've got a big show for today. There is some excitement here at Barn Wired this morning.
Yeah.
This place is going to be packed. We've got gubernatorial candidate Zach Lane coming in a little bit later on to wrap up our show. Before then, we've got Ottumwa Soccer. And we're starting off with our friends at EBF Softball. AJ Johnson from KTVO, take it away.
Hello, good morning, and welcome into, well, you did that already. It's the sports section with myself and these wonderful, lovely softball players and their once upon a time not softball playing coach. I am back. I'm happy to be back, Steve. I was worried. I watched a little of the show last week. I thought you were going to replace me since I took a vacation, and you guys had a fantastic Saturday without me. So
it's still a possibility.
Okay, that's fair. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll make it through this hour. You guys can bet the over-under on Kalshi, not affiliated. Okay. EBS Softball is with us this morning. Thank you, ladies and coach, for joining us. I have the pleasure of knowing who you are, but the millions and millions of Steve Shetler fans may not. So if you will introduce yourself with your name and your grade and your position, please.
Hi, I'm Lainey Batterson. I am a junior, and I am our pitcher.
My name is Ava Monahan. I'm a senior, and I'm a DH.
My name is Madison Connell. I'm a junior, and I play center field.
He's back there.
Coach Tony Fenton, 16th year coach of softball.
16th year. You can keep that microphone, Coach. We're going to come to you first. 16, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Quick.
Congrats. I thought you were in the 20s of the years.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with, like, you. You're such a great coach. I thought the experience was up there. Coach, so As I, know you guys were coming on today, I started thinking about where we go. I've talked to you guys tons of times. I've seen you play tons of times, and I realize now I've seen 3 completely different iterations of EBF softball at this point for me. And I guess the first question I wanted to ask is, what have you made the importance of year to year and kind of changing it over and trying to get back to the best version of EBF softball?
Well, I think it all comes down to fundamentals. We work on that every day. When you don't get a practice, we don't practice a lot of times when we have games, other than hitting. So it's important early in the year to get those fundamentals down, and that's something that we try to work on and instill. And as these kids grow, we rely on them a lot. We want them to be teachers and bring the young kids around. So that's something that we've done from day one since we've taken the program over, and it's been successful for us.
How would you, now that the season's gone, it's over, it's past, I just left state softball, and I just got sad thinking about it because it was beautiful in Fort Dodge this week, but not rubbing it. I'm so sorry.
A lot of changes up there.
Yeah, a lot of changes. How would you describe this season for EBF softball?
It was kind of a roller coaster. We started the season out, I believe we were 6-3, end up like 6-8 out the first few games. Then we were 2-9 in there, but we finished strong. We, not counting the postseason, we won 7 of our last 10 games, and 2 of them we lost by 1 run. So we really improved as the season went. So that was something that we strived to be playing our best at the end of the season, and I think that's what we did.
I had the opportunity of being at some of the good games this season. I think I picked them out very well. Ava, since you got the mic, we'll start with you here. Okay. He did a good job. Roller coaster sounds about right. It was a very up and down season. How do you feel when you look back on the season? Were some of the high points of this year?
I think some of the high points were when we were super energetic, when we were super on point. As soon as someone makes a hit or gets a hit, the rest of us just kind of roller coaster. It trickles down. I just feel like this team has been such a big part of my life. It's just I think we always do good, but sometimes we can just need a little bit of work.
The bound page confuses me during the softball year because so it has you as a senior on there. Yeah. Was that you just graduated or you're about to go into senior year?
Oh, I graduated already.
Okay.
Yep.
I wanted to double check and make sure that, because I knew she was a junior, but I was like, well, is she a junior or is she a senior? I never know which side to play on. So you've graduated.
Yes.
So you played your last softball game in an EBF jersey.
Yeah.
What was the last day like?
It was sad, but very, very proud of the team, how we played. I don't know. It was just great. I don't know. It was sad, but great at the same time. Moving on, letting these girls take the spots.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sad to see you go. I was hoping that I was wrong and you were going to be a senior and get one more year with you. You always had a lot of energy in the dugout. So
I was that girl.
Yes. All right, Madison. I'm trying to decide if this is how I want to go about it. I asked her about the high points, so I guess I do need to come to you for the low points. One of the things we teach a lot in high school sports is about overcoming adversity. And with a roller coaster, it goes up and then it comes back down. How did you guys get through those valleys?
I think a lot of our low points was about middle of the season when we had a lot of injuries, including myself. It's just we hit rock bottom when we got a few girls injured here and there. But with our lows, we always still went out and we competed, and we never gave up with our lows, I would say.
That's one thing I definitely can say. I never known EBF to give up at all. So, and even when I won't bring up a certain game, I probably will, but not in this instance. Even when it was it felt like the worst of the worst. Maybe your facial expressions felt that way, but you can see the actions were still there. You fought through it, and that's kind of the important part. I am going to ask about it. We're going to give you the microphone. It was at Oski, the last tournament. I don't remember the team, but you guys remember the team. It's just you were great, and then it all just fell apart.
Yeah.
I remember driving. Creston. I remember driving by. I was leaving, and I looked at you, and I said, "Keep your head up." You agreed, and you kept walking with your head held high, so thank you. You were in the circle for that game. What was that like, and what do you feel was going on at such a turbulent time?
Definitely the snowball effect, like just one error led to another, and just probably should have called time, should have called everyone in, but next year I will make sure that if something happens like that again, I will definitely call time and reel everything back in.
You've had a lot of experience. I talked about the 3 iterations of the team. I saw just 2 years ago as a freshman, you were pitching at the state tournament. Now you're a junior going into your senior year. You've been in the circle this entire time. How do you feel as a pitcher, as a player, now as a leader that you've grown with this EBF team?
As growing as a leader, I've also learned to give myself grace as well as everyone around me, because you can't be perfect 100% of the time. So you have to learn to give yourself that grace so then you can grow and move on with that.
Did you guys sneak up to Fort Dodge at all this week?
We did. Me and Madison, and then Addie Glosser joined us. We went Monday.
Oh.
So
you guys went on the hot day.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys watch?
Cardinal. We stayed there from like 9:30 in the morning till like 6 in the afternoon. So we watched Cardinal and Albia both that day.
Oh, you guys got...
Yeah, we watched everyone. Yeah.
We just skipped around after watched a few games.
So the peaks and valleys. You got to see Cardinal do the unthinkable, and then you watched Albia do the unthinkable on the other side. I'll ask you, Madison, what do you think about the double elimination aspect of the tournament now?
I feel like it makes it more competitive, but it also adds like a more fear factor to the tournament of knowing you can get knocked out just after 2 games.
Respectfully, I slightly disagree. I think it's the other way around, because you think about it, Grandview Christian came in as the number 1 team, they would have been done day 1. But immediately, they lose to Cardinal loses to Regina the next morning, and now you have to go play that number 1 team again. Cardinal, I love you. I respect you. And, you have that belief that a team can do it, but I'm telling you, if I'm the number 1 seed that got upset yesterday and you give me another crack at you today, there's no chance you're beating me. And that's exactly how it came out. Their bats were – any mistake they made day 1, they're not going to make day 2. And that's kind of what ended up for me being, the takeaway. That feeling that you get watching a team in the 8 seed who people didn't believe could be there do the unthinkable, it doesn't mean as much anymore, because now they're going to be done the next day. They have to play a team. But it's the first year, and they've got to try some things out. So I was just curious. Okay. I got that off my system. I knew I wasn't going to make it through this segment without talking about it. I might have to write that article.
I agree.
Let's talk about going into next season. You've got the mic, so we'll go there. And before we go to Tony, what do you feel are some of the biggest changes you guys will need to kind of handle going into next year, even though it's so far away?
Like what Fenton said earlier, definitely working on fundamentals, making sure that those are always concrete and that we are rooted to those. I don't know. We were a lot like a family this year, and I just want to keep that going. So, yeah.
Where are we looking to replace? Let's get Fenton on this one, actually. I don't want to use the word replace. Obviously, every one of them is special, and they do what they do well. Exactly. I know. We can never replace Ava. That's impossible. But, every year, that's the way high school goes. You lose in players, you lose in positions, and where are the points of emphasis going into next year where you need to find players who can step up in those positions?
Well, you like to just, as you said, replace. It's just, next person in, and, you never know. This year we had a lot of injuries, and we just was next person up, and they did a good job with that. So that's something that we do. We lost 3 seniors this year. So, yeah, you've got to fill those spots, but you hope that you've done due diligence throughout your practice and everything, and it's the next person in. They know the system, and they're just ready to go. So that's something that we got to do. Where are we at? Our replacement, we got 3, Ava, Cadence, and Gabby. So first, second, and third, and DH.
So that infield, you got
our infield.
So your nucleus over here, you got a whole new infield to work with. All right. We'll start to wrap up and get soccer up in here in a little bit. You guys are doing fantastic, by the way. Thanks for putting up with me. I haven't done too much, actually. That's crazy. Normally I'm just, by now you guys would be done with me, but I'm doing well. We'll ask you guys one last question each, and then we'll wrap up with a good, nice coaches speak, and then we'll get you guys out of here. We are approaching Family Week, Dead Week. What are you doing this week here? Are you guys doing anything special, or are you just going to sleep all week?
Sleep and swim in a pool.
Not going anywhere? No family trips?
Nope.
Me and my family are going down to Oklahoma to visit my aunt.
Oklahoma. What's in Oklahoma?
Lakes.
Lakes. Okay.
We go tubing over the summer with my family. It's a lot of fun.
As somebody from Florida who needs a body of water constantly, I might have to check Oklahoma out. And it's also good being up here where the lakes don't have alligators in it, and I don't have to fear about that. That's so much fun.
We also might go cliff jumping too.
Ooh,
Lake.
no need. No need to jump off a cliff. I feel like my feet are nice on the ground. You got to be doing something, Ava.
I just went on vacation with my boyfriend to Wisconsin the last week, so it was really nice.
So now you're just going to relax?
Yep.
I mean, I guess every week for you now is dead week because
Yeah,
you're a senior. You don't play sports
It's
next
all
week.
dead week until college starts.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are you playing any sports?
I'm not. I
No?
was looking into playing softball, but with my career, it's probably not going to do me very good. I'm going for nursing, so it's a lot of study.
A lot of studying. I know quite a few nurses,
Yeah.
including one in my family. So, but a lot of that also comes later. So,
Yeah.
in the early time, if you have it, and you want to play a couple more years, get it
Yeah.
out now because you really won't be able to do it
Yeah.
come junior, senior, and every 9 years after that.
Yeah.
So all right, Coach. Let's get this last one in here. When you think about the position that EBS softball is in currently as a program, I know you coach basketball as well, and you're just a brilliant educator of all these wonderful young women. But where do you see the program as right now, and where are you hoping to see it, over the next couple of years?
Again, it's just things that we do as a team. They're talking about family. We get along really well, which that's something that a lot of teams can't say. So it's just come in and put in the time. I think some of us got to get in a little more off-season work and get better there. But we cut down on our errors, and we're right there. We play a tough schedule. You go out and look at Bound. We were the second highest or toughest schedule in 2A. So we go play people. We played 4 teams that were in the state tournament. We had 4 teams that were in regional finals. So, we go out and we try to play people, and that's just something the kids know. We got to go out and compete, and that schedule helps you in the end. So, that's just us doing what we do.
I actually got one more because you brought up the difficulty of the schedule. Think about those 2 playoff games. Mount Airy, you win 11-2, and then I-35. It was kind of the inverse. What was the biggest difference between those 2 games you feel you saw your team?
Errors.
We
had 8 errors against I-35. We hit the ball really well. They have some kids on that team. Their outfielders were really quick, and I thought they stole about 4 hits away from us. One from Ava was at the fence. The girls all turned around, but she was able to run it down and make a catch. And they just that way. But, we hit the ball well, and, we had chances. We were down, I think it was 5-2 at one time, had bases loaded, 1 out. We get a hit there, and, game changes. So, I really thought we competed well. We just didn't execute very well.
Gotcha. And also, I forgot. Congrats on way too many homers this year. Or then again, not enough homers in all honesty. The one in the Mount Airy game was quite impressive. That was my ending highlight. I was like, if you ever see my highlights and I'm just talking over, not saying the play, but that's the one you're seeing. That's the one that sticks with people. I made sure I saw that ball all the way to the crowd that was in the back. So great hitting this year by you. Thanks. Great softball by you ladies. I'm excited that I get to watch it again. I hate that it has to be almost 365 days from now, but maybe we'll see some volleyball and some other stuff by then. Steve, what you got for him?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm a fan of Lainey. Lainey is a consistent gal on the female athlete of the week polls,
Very
especially
true.
during softball season. I've known her grandma and her mom basically her whole life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and she's.
I remember last time they came on and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God!"
It was hugs all around. But no, always good to have EBF softball here on the show, and I'm sure we'll do it again next year sometime. So
Appreciate you having us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Let's go ahead and take a break here from some of our sponsors. Coming up, Ottumwa Girls Soccer. We've got Zach Lane for governor for the state of Iowa coming up here in just a little bit. Let's hear from our headline sponsor, Home Plate Sports Cards.
At Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa, we share your passion for sports cards and the art of collecting. With over 25 years of sports card experience, Home Plate Sports Cards understands why collecting is important. Whether it is the last card for a set you have been working on for years, or your favorite player or team, we will help you find cards for your collection. Home Plate Sports Cards at 1516 A Avenue, East Oskaloosa.
Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or go to aerealtyinc.com. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You gotta stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house, from lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com. Hey, we are coming back here live to Barnwired in downtown Sigourney, Iowa. We're on the south side of the square for the sports section where we always talk to our area coaches and athletes. We're sponsored by Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. Make sure you stop into Home Plate Sports Cards for all of your sports cards needs. I mean, it makes sense. They're Home Plate Sports Cards. They should have all the sports cards you possibly want. AJ, were you a sports card collector at all growing up?
You know, I wasn't, because I didn't understand the draw, because I was also out playing sports. So, like, you know, I was like, you guys have the cards. Those who can't play collect cards. And now I'm back here. I was like, I really should have done both. I could have had a lot more money, and then I probably wouldn't be sitting here interviewing you guys. I'd be on a yacht somewhere rich for all the cards that I had. I mean, so I've learned my lesson. That and Pokemon cards, apparently. I've really missed out on these cards, so I might have to go check our sponsor out in his millions and millions of cards. All right, we are on to segment number 2. I'm actually a little shocked that this is the first time we've had you guys on, because as we know, I've been around Ottumwa girls soccer for quite some time, and but we finally did. So we won't dwell on the past. We'll dwell on the now. I'm happy to have you here. I hope you guys will have some fun with me, because it's going to be so. Now, as I told EBF Softball, I have the pleasure of knowing you ladies, but our millions and millions of Shetler fans probably do not. So if you will introduce yourself, your name, and your grade and position.
Hi, I'm Alana Vasquez. I just graduated and I was a forward.
I am Blythe Schmidt. I am going to my senior year of high school, and I am a goalie.
I'm Miley Van Manen, and I'm going into my senior year, and I was a center back. Am a center back.
And coach.
I'm Coach Matt Erlinson, and just finished my 5th year coaching the Ottumwa girls soccer team.
All right. Thank you, guys. Welcome again for getting up and driving just as far as I had to get here. All right, Coach, let's get into it. Ottumwa girls soccer. I got here 3 years ago and was able to watch the first time you guys had the most wins in program history, a 10-win season. Last year happened. That's what we'll say there. And then this past season, you guys do it again. 11 wins, the most in program history, along with a bunch of other mosts in program history. How have you guys been able to grow this program the way you have in your 5 short years?
I really attribute the growth to just our club program and the commitment level from the parents and those club coaches and the Ottumwa Soccer Club program. That's where this really got off the ground, 10 years ago. This past year's season was just, that's where it started, was 10 years ago. Some people saying, hey, we got some girls that want to play soccer, and then really focused in on that, allowing us to have the season that we did and seasons to come as well.
It was a fun season. Started interestingly. I feel like your first, all 3 years, I feel like the first couple games is always like, oh, what's going on? And then, boom, like you just rip one off. And what's the change? Why does it start that way? And then, you end up being who you are by the end of the season.
I think just our schedule. We play some tough teams at the very beginning, play some good teams, and that's just how it shakes out. And, it's one of those things that we continue to tell ourselves, like, hey, we got this. Let's go out there and be competitive for 80 minutes and see what happens. And this year, I think we were competitive in those games, and that gave us a lot of confidence when we met the rest of our schedule. We knew it was coming, what we were capable of, and it was just a matter of taking care of business when we got to those games.
Blythe, you got the mic, so we'll hop to you first. 2 interesting things about you, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's much more. There's probably at least 3 interesting things about you for sure. But,
probably.
Your numbers in between the posts year over year are impressive.
Thank you.
How do you ever get bored back there?
I think overall, I could never get bored of being a goalie. It's such a fun position. I've just grown up playing that and really grown in my skills over the years, and I love it. There are definitely a few games here and there where I'm not doing too much back there, and that is a good thing. So, right. I can appreciate those times, because then there are other times where I'm very busy, and that's also a good thing in some ways.
You've made my highlights quite a few times as well. I've seen some crazy saves from you. I think there was one in the playoff game where I thought you took a knee to the head or something, and I went back and looked. I think you just missed it, but you put your body on the line for your team, and that's what they need from you. What do you feel is your most important attribute as a goalkeeper?
I think I've really learned to, in that way, use my body and really just go for the ball. I think I'm a very timid person in general. A lot of people would tell you I'm maybe not the most outgoing in every way, and so over the years I've definitely grown in how I'm able to use my space and make sure I'm doing my job as a goalie to get my job done and protect the goal.
The other interesting fact I was noting, as the goalkeeper, you still somehow managed to be the second leading scorer on the team. How does that happen? Were you shooting them from the goalie box? Were you this is my time to shine, and just knocking 90-yard goals out?
Well, sometimes when I am not as active in the goal, coach will put me up top, and I can be a forward for a little bit. And sometimes, that it equals a goal then for me, and that's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of begging.
There's a lot of begging.
A lot of pleading. Please, coach, please, come on. Come on.
I'll try really hard.
Have you been trying to train a new goalkeeper so you can play in the field next season?
No, but I still like to get up there every so often.
I get it. When my short, brief soccer stint, I also played forward, but yes. I'm a very offensive-minded person. So, Miley, center back. Yeah, it's easier. It's easier. anchor of the defense, in my opinion. I mean, there's a good back line. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take credit from anybody, but I've watched you play, and I watched kind of the way you navigate things back there. How do you feel like your defensive unit kind of helped the team this season?
I think that, honestly, last year we had gone from having some great defenders to then losing a few, so I think that was hard. But I think that just made us more ready for this year. They had to be pushed a lot last year, but I think that meant that this year we just got to have fun back there. But I think that personally it was a lot of also me aging up. I felt like I was able to tell people where to go a little bit more, which is what you need in the back, because in past years I was like, oh, I'm a sophomore, I shouldn't be ordering these people around, but I think this year that was a lot more comfortable for me. So
going into next year, I feel like, obviously the team has to shape itself out, and we'll see what it is, but where I sit today thinking about it, the defense I feel is going to have to be a very, very large part of what your team will bring to the pitch. Yeah. Where do you feel the potential of this line can get to next season?
I think that, honestly, our center backs, I think both of us will be staying the center backs that we played most seasons, so we'll be pretty good there. We'll have some recruiting to do for other positions in the defense, but I think it will still be good. I see that there are some people that we have played club with who will be aging up with us, so that will be definitely helpful. But I think we'll still have a good defensive line next year.
One of my favorite Miley moments from this season was at Mount Pleasant. Oh. Coaches, he's a smart one. When things are going well, he allows some freedom, lets you guys have a little fun. And, the free kick could not have been in a more perfect position. And I watched Miley run up there to take it. I go, this should be interesting. And it sure was. You knocked that thing in beautifully and took the, slowest but longest stride run back to your position. You wanted the whole world to see it.
I don't even know what I was thinking there. I was probably just like, wow.
What was it like when you got the call to take the shot and, take me through the moments there?
It's always really nerve-wracking, because it's like I could screw this up for our team, but it is also fun, and I love the chance to score whenever I can. Yeah.
Next season, Coach, I'm gonna come to practice, and I want to take some free shots. I want to see if I can get past her. I think we'll be surprised. All right, let's go down to the graduate here, Alana Vasquez.
Yep.
I talk about this all the time. I feel like you might be the longest standing athlete I've covered since I got here, just the way the season's worked out. Mm-hmm. So we've had a lot of interviews.
Definitely.
You surprised me when you were at tennis. I was like, what are you doing here? And then I'm watching basketball, and you're like, excuse me, AJ, I got to go sing and blow everybody's mind. Multi-talented. Absolutely.
Okay. That's okay.
I think I know the rendition of the national anthem you guys sing now. I can harmonize with
yeah,
it. It will sound horrible, but very talented. But I don't know if you're as talented in those things as you are in soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, we have royalty in the building. It's not just Alana Vasquez. It is Miss Iowa Soccer sitting next to me. I am honored. That's a round of applause. 48 regular season goals, 49 total. People in America watch soccer and they go, I don't like it because nobody scores goals. Well, I give you Alana Vasquez. What was this season like for you, and did you ever imagine when you came into it that the number would be 49 to end the year?
Definitely not. I did not think that I would score that much. But definitely going into the season, it did take a little while to get into the groove of things, I feel like, just because getting used to everyone and stuff still. But once we started winning more games, I knew that it could be an amazing season, and it turned out to be. So it was kind of cool.
You're not wrong when you said it took a little time. I had to count your goals 3 times because I got to 18, and then there's 5 games left. I was like, there's no way she got to 49. But the last 5 games, you put up 22 goals.
Yeah.
It's an insane pace, by the way. I think you were at 6 at Mount Pleasant with no time left at all. But what Yeah, that's how hard this is to like really focus on. How was this able to happen? I know you got a great team around you, but when you're scoring like that, everybody's got to be zoned in on you. How are you still able to crack through that many times?
I do think the team really helped. There's a lot of times that they would just give me the perfect ball, and I was just able to capitalize on it, and that helped. And there's also times where I was like, you know what, I think I can get past the defensive line and just try and go do it on my own. So I think definitely just trying to find different ways, getting open in different ways, and yeah, just figuring out the team we're going against too.
You were injured a couple years ago, sat out for a lot of the season. When you came back, did you think you'd be able to regain that speed you once had and the attacking fortress you had?
I definitely didn't for a while. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to get back to where I was, but luckily I was, and I know a lot of people aren't lucky enough to have that happen, so I'm very grateful about that.
All right, so I'm going to ask you about something that bugs me.
Okay.
I posted about this because this is the second time I'd seen it happen. Miss Iowa Soccer leads the state in goal scoring. However, somehow your second team All-State, not first.
Yep.
Somehow you're not invited to the All-Star game. What do you think is going on in the minds of the not as smart people like me who are making these choices? And did it bug you?
It did. At first I was second team All-State. I was really happy about that because I haven't been on an All-State team before. But after getting the Miss Iowa Soccer Award, I was kind of like, well, that's kind of odd that I wasn't able to be first team. But I do think it depends on who's picking the teams, and I've always done my local club, and I know a lot of people that pick it do big clubs in Des Moines or in other areas, and they don't know me, and they might think I'm not good enough for those clubs, but I always thought it was really important to stay local. So that's my point of view on that. I'm not sure, but that's what I think.
So in basketball season, Centerville had a kid by the name of Malachi Rice who led the state in scoring wire to wire. Mr. Iowa basketball for his class. Second team All-State. Was not invited to the Peach Ranch All-Star game. When I saw it happen to you, I was kind of like, okay. It's about, I get it, in Southeast Iowa, we have some teams that do some phenomenal things. But you're right, they're not the Des Moines, and apparently that means something. I'll tell you right now, because I know Steve Shetler has a lot of fans out there. Southeast Iowa needs to begin getting its respect. If you're going to start giving them the awards, give it to them all the way. Don't joke around and disrespect these talented athletes. Stand on it. Okay. All right. I had to do that for you. I couldn't let you go out this way. One last question for you, and then we'll head to Matt before we get you guys out of here. You're headed to Simpson College.
Yep.
We'll do this two-parted. This way we can make it quick. What went into that decision? Why are you excited about it? And lastly, what advice will you have for these girls now that you're gone?
The decision was I love Simpson as a college, and it's a place where I would be able to do soccer and music and continue both things. And it just felt like home to me. I'm super excited for the new team and getting to meet all these new people and just be around other soccer players. And some advice would be just keep going at it. It might seem like impossible at times, but it is. And, you'll get the recognition at some point. So.
All right, Coach, we're going to finish up with you here. Thanks again for bringing them on and bringing yourself on as well. Always excited when I get the opportunity to talk to you. 2 out of the last 3 years that I've been here, you guys have raised the bar. There's only a couple ways to raise it from this point on here, but, what's your process and how do you do that?
I think we just still push that club program, and the addition to having a middle school program now as well is just we have to spend some time developing players. These girls were a part of a special group that has been developed for quite some time now, and just keeping the interest high. Really our goals are, if we look at it as a team, it's just get as many girls involved as possible. That's our number one goal, as for coaches. Just because we believe girls deserve their place in sports and develop as young women and leaders in our community and beyond. And then just, keeping that positive attitude and keeping that just that family atmosphere where it's just we're here to learn, we're here to just work as hard as we can, and then whatever happens on the field. And usually when you work really hard and you're united, good things happen. So,
all right. One fun question for all of you, and we're out of here. After U.S. got eliminated, who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
Well, I have to go with my native people, so I was going with the Dutch and Norway. 'Cause that's where my heritage is from.
All right.
But as they got eliminated, I was really liking how Spain was playing.
Fair.
To be honest, I had never watched a professional soccer game before the World Cup, so I don't know if I can really say. Honestly, I wasn't rooting for the USA before. I was like, way to go for them, but I haven't followed you enough. But I was for whoever played the best,
I didn't start out with Norway, but they were a really fun team to watch.
Yes,
and
they
then
were.
I had a couple brackets that I was doing with my family and friends, and so I had France in both. And so I was like, you know what, and they were looking good, and so I really needed them to win.
Yeah.
And they did not pull through for me, and that was a really big bummer.
They did not.
So yeah.
I also wanted Norway, and then after that I also wanted France because I thought they were going to get it, but I guess not.
I was Argentina all the way. I really wanted to see Messi go out not Messi, and and I guess technically he did. So my last bit of advice for you guys, the ones still playing, rent or go play FIFA and FC 26. I've learned so much. I've been playing for years, but I've learned so much. Steve, what do you got for him?
Man, all I want is some singing.
That's okay.
I mean, we've got a candidate for governor coming in here momentarily, so, I mean, you could serenade him with the national anthem if you want, but okay. Well, let's go ahead and hear from some of our sponsors. We should be getting gubernatorial candidate Zach Lane in here any moment, so we'll have some sponsors, and you can stay tuned here on Steve Shetler Media. Keota Veterinary Clinic. We're a small-town clinic that offers the advantages of modern veterinary technology. Our treatment experience ranges from animals as small as hamsters and as large as draft horses. Whether it's routine vaccinations or a complex medical problem, we're here for you and the animals you care about. Find Keota Veterinary Clinic at 102 East Broadway in Keota. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 4:30. Keota Veterinary Clinic, where hometown values meet modern medicine.
Skunk River Radio is online radio for Southeast Iowa, playing country music from 1990 through 2010, along with Iowa country music. Listen to Steve Shetler weekdays from 6 a.m. to noon, and The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio also has Southeast Iowa weather, community calendar, and we play all your country music favorites like Garth, Reba, Shania, Brooks and Dunn, and many, many more. Listen to Skunk River Radio at skunkriverradio.com. Download the app with Apple and Android devices, or listen on Alexa and Google Assistant. Skunk River Radio. Online radio for Southeast Iowa.
Complete Care of Iowa is a medical clinic located in Sigourney, Iowa that provides care to patients of all ages. Located at 113 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Call 641-541-4040. Complete Care of Iowa is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday by appointment only. They're currently accepting new patients. Find more information at CompleteCareOfIowa.com. Complete Care of Iowa. Health care for where you are.
At Nutrien Ag Solutions, we are dedicated to your success. We partner with growers like you to expand your possibilities with unparalleled offerings. Your unique challenges are met with more customized solutions than anyone else can offer. With you, we're feeding the future together.
Life's better when you're under our roof because you'll feel protected.
Good thing we're covered.
And safe drivers can save too. Also, your family's free too.
Dream fearlessly!
And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. So while they're dreaming, you're saving. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family Insurance.
See Emma Ratliff and Associates at 1203 A Avenue E in Oskaloosa. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental, located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. Schedule your appointment with Dr. Schuster or Dr. Ingram, always accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all your insurance forms for you, and they're a Delta dental provider. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 1 and 1:40 to 4:30 p.m. Every other Friday from 8 to 2, closed on Saturday and Sunday. Call today to schedule your appointment at 641-673-4845. Oski Dental. We make smiles happen.
Join Crisis Intervention Services for the Carnival of Courage on August 1st on the Oskaloosa Square. Bring the whole family for an evening packed with fun, food, and community connection. Enjoy giant inflatable play areas, carnival games with prizes. Plus, enjoy popcorn, cotton candy, face painting, food trucks, a raffle, and a community courage canvas where everyone can add their own touch. Special guests, including llamas and exotic birds, will also be making an appearance. And don't miss the Dunk Tank, featuring local community members. It's fun for all ages, all in support of prevention and response to violence. We'll see you at Carnival of Courage, Saturday, August 1st in downtown Oskaloosa.
Summer grilling season is here, and Tassel Ridge Winery offers both sweet and dry red wines that are perfect for grilling. Sweet and Snazzy and Candle Glow Red are both sweet and full of cherry flavors. Petite Pearl and Harvest Red are both dry, and they complement grilled burgers, brats, and steaks. And if you want a non-alcoholic beverage, Tassel Ridge offers sparkling grape juice. These wines and the sparkling grape juice are available at Tassel Ridge Winery and at some of our 300 retail outlets in Iowa.
Hey, we are coming back here live to Barnwired in downtown Sigourney for the sports section. And you can get in here at 119 East Marion Street in Sigourney for some coffee, for some breakfast on this beautiful Saturday morning here in southeast Iowa. We do thank Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa for being our headline sponsor of the show. Well, here is a first. We combine sports and politics. Welcome, everybody, to the show, Mr. Zach Lane for governor. Zach and AJ, take it away.
Well, it's a first for you, but I'll have you know, Steve Shetler, this is actually the second politician that I have interviewed, and both of them were named Zach. How does that happen? How are you, man? Thank you so much for coming on the show. Having a good morning?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on here.
Awesome. All right. Well, I would be remiss if I don't remind you, this is a sports section.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yes.
We're going to talk a little sports, and I need to know, what do you think about LeBron going to Philly?
You know, I just have to say, look, great player, doesn't matter where he goes. Michael Jordan's always going to be the GOAT, so that's my thought.
That was easy. You got everyone's vote in here just now. No, I appreciate you being on, all seriousness. First and foremost, why Steve Shetler Show? Why'd you want to come on this morning and talk to our people?
Well, you know, I think just getting our message out. The thing I've heard the most from the most people is, more people have to hear from you, Zach. When they hear your message, that people resonate with it. They understand that we have an authenticity about why we're running, and we just have to get out and meet more people and get to more places. So this is a great opportunity to do it.
You hit the key word there, the why. So you're running for governor. What made you want to do that? Why are you running for governor?
You know, for me, it has been about the culture of our state. How do we, help Iowans get the things they should be able to count on? It's clean water, safe communities, good schools, things like that, and tackle the systemic issues. Our campaign's been about 4 key issues: keeping Iowa's kids in Iowa, saving our family farms, making public education #1 in the nation again, and stopping the cancer crisis in the state. So we're really here to tackle the long-term systemic issues and not a bumper sticker politics campaign.
All right, I like that, and I mean, you hit on some really key points, especially for Iowans. And but with speaking about it being a long-term solution, there's always got to be a starting point. Yeah. Where's your starting points?
Well, I think the #1 thing we have, I think, as something we're judging, are we being successful or not? Is, are Iowa's kids staying or going? because you're not going to stay in the state if the education system is bad. You're not going to stay if our family farms are dying off, and you're definitely not going to stay if your friends, family, and neighbors are getting cancer. So that's one of the top statistics I'll be measuring is can we retain our people, and I think that'll be a judge of how we're doing on the other issues.
I at KTVO cover a lot of high schools. I cover 18 plus schools. A lot of my day is filled with students.
Yeah.
And you talk a lot about education on your platform. How do you feel these schools can begin to set up these students for success going forward?
Well, I spent the better part of a decade building schools, and one of the things I realized as I was traveling and visiting schools across the country was education is really somewhat a prediction of the future. What do young people need to know to be successful in the future? And it's rapidly changing. There's some things that will always stay the same. Those are character traits, and there things like that you need to be a good citizen. You need to understand the history and the civics. But on the other side of it, are we setting them up for success? In the schools that I've helped start, we start apprenticeships at age 11 or 12, where you're out in the real world getting experience. And so my point on public schools in the state of Iowa is that we need to have more innovation, which the governor can unilaterally help create by creating innovation zones in our public schools to start to try out these other models that have been proven across the country. They're just not here in Iowa yet. And so we have the education savings accounts. Private schools are set up to go and compete. Now my job is to help the public schools compete so people aren't looking for other options.
Are there things that you are noticing in the Iowa school system that you kind of want to maybe do away with or see less of?
Well, I think we can always talk about, are we bringing political views into the classroom and those types of things. Parents don't want that. They're not sending their kids to school for that. So we need to make sure we're being very serious about getting rid of that type of ideology if people are bringing that in. But then on the other side, I think education largely from a delivery standpoint hasn't changed in 120 years. So we have new ways to educate kids. We have new technologies we can use responsibly that will give kids more option and choice, more agency over their learning and their life. And I think that as we bring some of those in, you'll see student satisfaction increase. They actually like being at school. You'll see test scores, and you'll see performance increase. And you'll also see teacher satisfaction increase too.
Agriculture.
I thought we were going to talk about sports.
No.
Like you're
no. That's how we got you.
I was going to go back to my high school football glory days.
That's the trap. That's how we got you here. No, but this one, for Iowans is important though. It's one of the driving economies in the state, one of the driving economies in the nation, and for Iowa to thrive, its farmers and its farms need to thrive. How do you help that get started? How do you help the farmers and the markets thrive?
I think a lot of this goes back to how we used to do things. And let me just say, you're right about agriculture being a driving force in the economy. It should be much more of a driving force in the economy. There's been a lot of extraction that's happened from the state, from large companies that have consolidated, and they're extracting more and more money from our farmers, keeping less on the farm. We're seeing farm consolidation where we're seeing fewer and fewer farmers that are in each of these counties and around the state. So some of the ideas I'm having are around how do we have more diverse options for young people to get back on farms to serve their local community. I would love to see a time, and this is something I'm committing to if I am able to be governor, that we're sourcing around 80% of our food served in the public schools from the state of Iowa. I was actually just in Washington, D.C. 2 days ago. I met with Secretary Brooke Rollins at the Department of Agriculture, and this is exactly what I talked to her about. There's regulations we can actually break down that will allow Iowa's local farmers to provide food for Iowa's local schools. And if we can do that, we'll start to get people off the sideline, more vibrant rural communities. We can really start to recharge the farm economy in the state in a different way.
Fantastic, man. It's funny because you called me out on the sports thing, and you were literally one question away from me going there. So now it looks like you're pressuring me into talking about sports. Good job, Zach. No. All right. We're about to possibly divide some people here.
Cyclones.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. Quick, fast, in a hurry. You knew exactly where I was going. If it makes you feel better, so I'm from the great state of Florida, and Florida State Seminoles. So I get it. I'm not that side either. However, I am a Hawkeye fan when it comes to this stuff. But it's cool. It's cool.
People say that they say, I've genuinely for my entire life always rooted for the Iowa team, but the Cyclones have always been my team since I was a kid. I was watching Bankhead and Calvin Cato playing basketball at Iowa State when I was a kid on my flip dial TV when they were going to the to some of the tournaments, and it's just something I've always loved. So I've been a Cyclones fan for a long time.
It's one of those things where, like, when Iowa is playing not Iowa schools,
I want Iowa to
let's
win.
go Iowa.
100%.
If they lose, I'm still going to laugh at them. But when they play Iowa State, you want them to, I get it. I fully get it. I deal with this all the time. That's fair. Played some football in your day, huh?
Yeah.
Someone said you had a gunslinger for an arm. Let's go ahead. Take us to the glory days. What was that like for you?
Well, I love playing football. I played quarterback at Sioux City East when I was growing up.
All right.
I actually, my first semester of college, I went out to Iowa Central, played football there for a bit, and then went to try my hand at walking on at the University of Colorado. It didn't work out. It was very competitive. But, yes, I loved playing football, loved playing quarterback. I had a great coach. I had an Iowa High School Hall of Fame coach that coached me. I was his last quarterback he coached. He passed away right after the season ended. And he actually coached my dad in high school, too.
Nice.
So he had been there for a long time. His name was Walt Fiegel. And, he always had these sayings that stick with you as a kid, because there's you kind of have your dad, your pastor, and your coach are kind of, growing up some of the key people.
Yeah.
And one of the sayings he always had, one of them was, never forget where you came from. And I think that's a really important thing. The other one was, it's on all the shirts that we have, from tough times don't last, tough people do.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot from Coach, and had a lot of fun playing at Sioux City East. But it didn't last as long as I would have liked it to.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, that whole thing my parents used to tell me was like, you don't get another chance, you can't go back. I was like, sure, Mom, I'm not going to be able to go back and play football. You were right.
Yes.
My knees don't do it no more. I don't know how your knees are, but
I have a rotator cuff issue right now because one of my sons, he's got a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you got to warm up, man. Like I have to warm up at least if we're going to play catch. I can't.
Do you keep your arm loose still? You still?
I try to.
It?
Yeah.
Do you do any other like sports or any other like small time game type sport hobbies?
I do like gravel bike riding just because I live on the farm and I'm like, how do I get some good exercise? I'll go up and down the gravel roads or do stuff like that just to keep active.
I play a little darts. That's my thing. Yeah.
You're getting a workout there.
Hey, tell that to this elbow because I got one more, and then we'll ask a last question going. This one will get sports and some seriousness to it because so the World Cup just happened, right?
Yeah.
And we're sad the U.S. didn't take it like we thought, but the big factor came out of the NFL. We're using all the NFL stadiums, and immediately all the NFL players started seeing how all of a sudden grass is being brought in for the FIFA World Cup and all these soccer teams, but they won't do it for the NFL. I don't know how much pull a governor has. I'm not asking you to do it. But, what did you think about, seeing, them take all these precautions for them, but then the game that we love, that we watch every single fall, every Sunday, they won't do something like that and capitulate to the players?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have never been into soccer ever. I watched the World Cup. I went to my first World Cup game, first soccer game ever this year. I was invited last minute to go to one. I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is way more competitive, way more engaging than I thought, because, when you see a score of 2-0, you're like, that's kind of boring. But really, if you watch the talent these guys have, it's unbelievable. And so, and one of the things I noticed was that during the middle of some of their play, with a water break, they'd water the field.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are they doing that? Well, they're that precise on how they do it. I think for a sport like football that brings in this much in revenue, this much in attention, I think the more authentic, down to the game, down to the roots we can get, the better. And so I would love to see, I grew up playing on grass.
Yeah.
I think people really like these turf fields because they're less maintenance and all of that. But there is something authentic about, being outside, playing outside, being on grass. And so I would be fully supportive of it. Now, I can't do much as governor. But
Right. I will say you brought up the score in a soccer game at 2-0. You must have missed. We just had Miss Iowa Soccer on, and she scored 49 goals this season. So, just so you know.
Yes.
All right, last one for you here. We could talk all day about, what you stand for, your platforms, why you're running for governor, and all of that is fantastic. But for the Iowans and the people who are going in the voting box, they want to know one question. Why should they vote for you?
Our campaign is about putting Iowa first. I think a lot of people wonder, well, what does that mean? And it's simply that, when we look, we can see a lot of corporate interests, special interests, lobbyists that are getting sweetheart deals for different companies or whatever it might be. And our campaign is a repudiation of a lot of that. It's saying the economy and the government of Iowa needs to be focused on making life better for the people who live here. We should be growing our own food to serve in our public schools. Our research institutions at the University of Iowa should be helping solve the cancer crisis. We should be providing our economic development incentive dollars to Iowa's homegrown businesses who are going to employ our kids for the long term. We need to be looking at lowering our property taxes in a major way and using revenue, let's say, from data centers coming in here to charge them higher taxes to lower the taxes of the people who live in the state. So it's about putting Iowans first and looking through that lens. That's what our whole campaign has been about, and getting back to the culture that we love that's built the state.
Fantastic, man. I'm not going to say anything definitive, that's not, but
I accept your endorsement.
Yes. Honestly, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being able to talk with you. I don't know, Steve, this is your opportunity. It's your show.
Well, let's include our headline sponsor, Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. Were you a sports cards guy growing up?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I was a sports cards guy growing up. And then my kids, some of my boys, started a card business for 3 summers called Card Kings. And on Main Street in Belle Plaine, I owned a retail building there, and they actually set up a storefront, had people that would come in on weekends. They'd buy cards and sell cards. We were into sports cards for a long time. Actually, it got a bit too much for a while there because some of these people are very serious about collecting sports cards. Holy cow.
What was the best card you had?
Well, the best card I pulled out of a pack recently, which was a Drake London Gold. I can't even remember. My kids would know what it is. They, rookie patch. They have all these different things that they say. I don't know what they fully are, but when I opened it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you got that card!" I'm like, "What? What is it?" So
I like the Drake London one. I'm a Falcons fan.
There you go. Well, Dion
28-3.
Yeah.
Warwick.
There you go.
Warwick Dunn. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Sorry. I can't say I'm a Falcons fan anymore without having to relive that day. So every time I say it, it's the first thing that comes to mind.
Well, I just watched a video of Dion high-stepping at the 50. After you remember that one?
Oh, come on. It's probably why he's prime time. So. Absolutely. Well, all right, I'm sufficed.
Yeah. No, this has been a great show. We thank EBF Softball for being in earlier. We thank Ottumwa Girls Soccer for being in. And we thank gubernatorial candidate Zach Lane for governor, everybody.
Thank you.
And we invite our listeners, our viewers, to stop in here to Barn Wired. Zach's going to be addressing the crowd, doing a little meet and greet, right?
Yes, we'll be here.
He'll be here for a little while, so get in here to Barn Wired in downtown Sigourney. We thank Barn Wired for being our host venue. We thank Home Plate Sports Cards for being our sponsor, AJ Johnson from KTVO for being our host, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you. Awesome.